introduction that you did a couple of minutes back for the folks that weren't able to tune in earlier?
Sure. So, hello everyone. Sorry for the delay and the technical difficulties. I think everyone should have the link now. This is Phil Giorgiani. I'm the Director of Supplier Diversity here at the NGLCC, and we're really excited to be working with Google to put on this special webinar on making the web work for you, which is about digital strategy for small business owners. I'm here today with Josh Beza, who's an account manager at Google, and also an NGLCC alumni. So let me turn over to Josh once more. If you could introduce yourself, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Hi, everybody. You may recognize me, you might not. Like Phil said, yeah, I'm now with Google, and I'm an associate account strategist, which means I work specifically with the AdWords product. So I work with small and medium businesses on understanding the product and helping them develop their strategy.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for the...
And that's me.
All right, awesome. And Brandon, we're also joined today by Brandon Feldman. Brandon, you can introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks, Phil. My name is Brandon Feldman, and I'm a partner manager at Google. And in my role, I work with media companies that use our products like YouTube, which you're tuning into now, to distribute their content and to build audience around it. And in addition to that, I also work with Josh on an initiative that's focused on equipping small and medium-sized businesses in the LGBT community with the tools to be successful online. So today, we are actually going to walk through quite a few of those tools, and we want to make this session as interactive as possible. I know a handful of you are commenting in that right-hand panel next to the video player. So as questions arise, feel free to just comment right there in the comment box, and we'll try to get to as many of those as we can. And then in addition to that, we'd love to just be sure that we're tracking who is tuning in today. So if you wouldn't mind just commenting as well to indicate that you are joining us, that would be great. So Phil, I think that's everything on the intro side of things. Does it work for you if we jump right in, or was there anything else that you wanted to add before we do?
No, we can definitely jump right in now and just, yeah, as Brandon said, be as interactive as possible as you'd like to be in the comment section, and we'll be responding kind of throughout the presentation and at the end. So thanks.
Excellent. So I'm actually going to be presenting a few slides, which means that I am going to have to conceal my face for a bit. So I will say goodbye to you shortly, but I promise you will hear my voice, and you will still be able to see Josh and Phil. But as I said, as questions arise, feel free to just comment in the box. But as we've said, today's presentation is really focused on how you, as a small or medium-sized LGBT-owned business can succeed online. So we'll be walking through some specific strategies around how you can do just that. But before we actually do that, I just want to touch on why having a presence online is important and why investing in digital media is important. And the reason for that is that you know, as behavior in the consumer sector evolves and online consumption increases, many companies are really investing more and more in building out their online presence. And there's a huge opportunity for you to reach your consumer base in the online ecosystem. And as you can see here from some of these stats, the opportunity is huge. For every dollar spent actually on advertising on Google AdWords, the product that Josh specializes in, we see on average that about $8 of profit is driven both through that AdWords investment and through Google organic search, which means about $80 billion of positive economic impact here in the US alone. So a huge, huge opportunity. So what we're going to be walking through today are 5 steps that you, as businesses, can take advantage of to build your presence on the web. And those 5 steps I'll walk through now, and then we'll dive into them each in a bit more detail. But the first is to be present. And what we mean by that is to have a good website and a broader online presence. Having a really solid presence on desktops and on mobile, and then ensuring that your presence across social media platforms like Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Google Plus are really strong and reflective of your brand and what your goals are as a business owner. The second is to be relationship ready. And what we mean by that is that it's not only important to have a website and a presence online that looks great, but you also want to be sure that you're ready to make business happen, that your customers can easily contact you, that you have a structure in place on your web platforms that allows you to respond to new business quickly, and that supports e-commerce if you're looking to sell products online. The next one is to ensure that you're being found. So obviously, the internet is a vast ecosystem, and there are millions of businesses that are using it to find customers. But it's important that, given just the vast nature of the platform, that your business is being surfaced as often as possible. And we're going to walk through some tips through some advertising options that are available through AdWords that allow you to be surfaced over some of your competitors. The next is to be data-driven. So the real beauty of investing and having a presence online is that it's an entirely new consumer base. But we provide really solid analytics and data around who your customers are, how they're finding you, and how effective your investment is. So we'll walk through tools like Google Analytics that will help you improve the insight that you have into your actual investment online. And the final piece that we'll walk through today is being connected. So this means both being connected externally to your customers and internally to your teams as well. So we'll walk through Google Apps and the benefits of being a cloud-based business, in addition to just the broader benefits of having a really strong tie through social media and digital platforms to your customer base. So to dive right in, the first topic that we'll discuss is ensuring that you have your website right and that your presence online is very robust. And what we mean by this is that you should absolutely have a website that is visible and easy to navigate on desktop and laptop devices. I'm sure many of you already have a website that may look like some iteration of what you're seeing here. And really, again, here, the recommendation is that you have a site that's easily navigable and a site that folks are able to actually take action on in whatever capacity Am I still muted?
No.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. My computer detects that I'm typing or something and then mutes me. Apologies. Um, our next recommendation is around YouTube. And as many of you know, YouTube is a very effective platform for getting your message across through video. We now actually passed the billion unique users mark, meaning that we have over 1 billion people each month tuning in to YouTube to watch video and to engage with the broader community that's on the platform. So it's a very effective platform to get your message across in a very compelling format that is video. And then the final one here, and arguably I would say is the most important for all of you at this point, is ensuring that you have a strong presence on mobile devices. Obviously, we know this from our own experience using our iPhones and Android devices to find information when we're on the go. But we're continuing to see a massive shift towards consumers actually relying on their mobile devices as a primary source of information. So, in this year, 2013, we anticipate that more people will use their mobile devices than computers to get online. And in the next 2 years, there will actually be one mobile device for every person on Earth. So huge, huge numbers. And you'll just want to think about what your brand looks like on the web and how you can optimize your presence to ensure that your customers are able to easily find you and do what they're looking to do once they find your website. So think about what that means. It means that you need to design for a small screen. Of course, mobile devices are much smaller than desktop or laptop screens. You want to be friendly to smaller to fingers and bigger fingers that are actually going to be doing all of the clicking instead of a mouse. So obviously you want to be thumb friendly, and you also want to be mindful of the fact that folks find it difficult to actually navigate a site that's highly complex. So ensuring that the site is easily navigable and that all of the links can easily be found on that main page of your mobile site. So the next series of recommendations is around how to be found. So we've touched a bit on why it's important to have a website and why it's important to optimize for all of those devices and platforms that your consumers are spending time on. Next, we're going to go into why it's important to rise above the rest of the businesses in your respective marketplaces, and how to do that through search engine marketing and specifically AdWords. So I'm going to turn it over to Josh, who will cover this section.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. So yeah, basically everything that Brandon covered thus far is just about making sure that your website is fully functional, fully user-friendly for all of the devices. I mean, those are the important things, specifically for AdWords. A lot of what goes into the online advertising product that we have, being AdWords, is how user-friendly you are, how it will affect the user, because we're very user-focused. So, making sure that, like Brandon said, that your website is just covering fully in depth, what your functionalities are, what your services are, what your products are, what you're actually trying to do, what are you offering the user, and all of that plays into how you set up an AdWords account. So, we go to the next slide. Perfect. This again just covers some of the information about how much the internet is really kind of just taking over, and how important it is to like Brandon said, rise above and be the best of the best in terms of having your online advertising. Excuse me. Okay. So your presence on search And then this actually shows this. This slide shows what the difference is between an organic search result, which would be obviously the natural search results piece down there, and then what the advertisements, the AdWords pieces are. So obviously they show at the top of the screen, at the top of the search results, and also on the sides. And they also have a different colored background, as you can see. And these are obviously paid for. The AdWords product is something that you pay for. And it is a cost per click mechanism. So you can choose basically a bid for how much you want to pay for a click, and then there's an auction, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. But basically, this is showing you what it looks like in those search results. So this is talking about just overall optimization for your site. And this is really based on natural search results. So this is different than AdWords. And again, it's just about making sure that the content on your site is engaging. It's using the proper keywords or the proper language that really talks about your business, because that's what the system is pulling from whenever you show up in a search result. There's a really good resource for this. It's the Webmaster Tools, which is, you can see google.com/webmastertools. And this is sort of the one-stop shop for optimizing your website to get the best organic search results possible. A lot of the times I'm talking to folks on the phone who call in, and they're asking about their search engine results, their natural search engine results, and I always point them in the direction of Webmaster Tools because it has all of the information there. And this is actually going back to the AdWords product again. I sort of jumped ahead before, so sorry about that. But again, this is the pay-per-click model. So you don't pay for your advertisement to show. It's not like paying to have your ad in a newspaper or paying to have your ad on TV. You're actually only paying for the click, like I said before. So you set up your account. You can set up how much you want to spend per day, essentially. So you can set up like a daily budget. But how much you actually pay for the advertisement is just whatever it costs for that click, and you can control that fully. There are two options in terms of advertising online with us. There is the regular AdWords product, which is very much self-managed. It's a little bit more in-depth. You can monitor it and control it almost completely. The other version is the AdWords Express, which we typically recommend for the smaller, more localized businesses. Because basically all you have to do with AdWords Express is go in, you create your ad, what you want your actual ad to look like. You set your daily budget, and then you can choose a few categories in terms of what your business is. And then the system basically takes over, and it creates the keywords for you, it does the bidding for you, and it basically just runs the show. So for folks who don't have as much time to dedicate to running an AdWords account, the AdWords Express option is very good for you. So the next piece of this is kind of going beyond setting up the accounts and actually advertising, and this is understanding the data behind it. And the best product for this that we have, our free product, is Google Analytics. And you can just go to google.com/analytics and create an account right there. Basically what Analytics does, it gives you all of the information about the user that comes to your site. Basically the setup is you just put some code on your pages of the site, and you get all of this information about where the user's coming from, how long they've been there, what pages they're actually going to, all of that good stuff. You can literally get down to like, what city are they in when they're looking at my page? How long was their visit? That type of thing. And you can actually link the two, Analytics and AdWords, so you can see how effective your advertisements are. The linking process is super easy, and it's really effective for understanding how your advertisements are working and how well they're working. So this is sort of going back to AdWords again, and it's talking about choosing the right keywords. So in addition to just setting a budget and having a bid and paying per click, you have to tell the system what words you want your ads to show for. And this is really important. This is actually the first thing I look at when I'm working with advertisers in their accounts, is what keywords are you using and are they effective? A lot of the times people just think, if I sell flowers, for example, if I just have the word flower as a keyword, that's great. You want to be a little bit more specific than that. Typically, if you just have that one word, it's going to match you out to a lot of different options. So it's all about finding the right keyword for you and being as specific as possible. So if you were a flower shop, you would want to talk about maybe the specific flowers that you sell and maybe where you are in the area. And that's showing the tool as well. So there's a keyword tool within the AdWords account. Sorry, and it's really, really useful. You can just type in an example of what you do, and the tool gives you a huge list of options to choose from.
Fantastic. Thanks, Josh. And one thing I would add there is that this is a really powerful tool as you're looking to build out your AdWords campaigns. On top of that, though, it's very useful when you're looking to just understand what demand looks like in the marketplace. So if you're just curious about how many people in your respective market are interested in your service offering, this is actually a great way to just get information on query volume. In a similar way, we also have a product called Google Trends that you may have heard about. That provides this data at a much more macro level and will actually tie it back to things like news and current events. So if you're looking to understand, say, demand again for a certain service offering or product over the course of time, that will actually chart out how query volume has changed, which can potentially inform which pieces of your business you may want to invest more in if you're seeing upticks in interest in the marketplace for your service. Great. So then the next area that we'll touch on, and actually the final one, so as you have questions, feel free to comment them in the comment panel on the right-hand side of the player, is being connected. And when we say being connected, what we mean is that you really want to focus on how you can connect at a deeper level with both your customers and with your colleagues. So we'll walk through some different ways that you can do that. The first is through Google Apps, and I think many of us use Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Docs, and they're great solutions for our personal lives, but they're even better in the work setting in the sense that they really support collaboration and real-time editing and real-time sort of workflows in a way that some other options don't do quite as well. So it's a really great way to sort of up-level collaboration in your workplace. You may be aware of some of these different options like Google Docs or Google Calendar or Gmail from your work with them in your personal lives, but would definitely recommend checking it out for your businesses as well. It's a very low-cost solution, so again, much more affordable than some options that you may be currently using. And it's completely cloud-based, so there are no needs to house servers in your offices or invest in really robust IT services. So especially if you're a small business and you're looking to just get off the ground with some enterprise solutions, this can be a great option for you. And the great thing is that many folks are already familiar with the basics, just again, given the fact that many of us are using these already in our own lives. The next thing is Google Plus Hangouts, which is actually what you're tuning in to right now. A Hangout, as you're probably just finding out, or you may have seen in the past from some of the high-profile ones we've done, is a multi-person video chat that allows you to either collaborate with coworkers or customers, or just get your message across. Um, so this is actually a perfect example of how we see many businesses use Hangouts. There are two options for them. There's just a basic Hangout that allows you, again, to collaborate with up to 10 people at once in a setting like the one that Phil, Josh, and I are in right now, giving us the option to screen share, to watch YouTube videos, to chat, and to just interact with each other over video. And then there's also an on-air option, which is what you're watching on YouTube right now. So if you're looking to do things like provide a presentation to a large group of either customers or colleagues, you can actually do this completely for free through Google Plus and YouTube, where you initiate the Hangout within Google Plus, and then it's automatically live streamed over to your YouTube channel, and then you can just share the link with folks like we've done today, and they can tune in at any time. It's then auto-recorded for everyone to watch after the fact. You can just share that link at any point in time after the event is over and provide the same materials to the folks that watched it live. So a really great solution if you're looking to do more with video as a business. And then the next recommendation is around YouTube as it relates to connectivity. So again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, YouTube is a great way to communicate both with your internal teams and with your customers. Video is, again, an incredibly engaging format, and many businesses will actually build out YouTube channels that do a great job of articulating who they are as a brand and why you as a consumer should consider working with them. And these are examples of some brand channels that some of the companies that we work with have built to show off what their value add is as a business. So that sums up are the recommendations that we have for you today. We want to call out a couple of resources available to you, again, that are completely free and that we update on a regular basis as we roll out new products. The first is Learn with Google, which is a program that we do all around the country in collaboration with another initiative that we do called Get Your Business Online, where we bring small and medium-sized businesses together via their local chambers of commerce and other small business groups all around the country to learn together about what it means to be successful online. And it's a full-day event, highly interactive, and we've heard really great feedback about it. So as we bring these to the cities that you have a presence in, would definitely recommend checking them out. And then two other sites that we have are GoogleAccelerate.com and Engage for Agencies. So GoogleAccelerate.com provides a great walkthrough of features like Google AdWords and analytics. And again, it's something that we update frequently just to give walkthroughs of each of the features in more depth. Josh did a great job of giving you an overview of AdWords. It's a very massive product with lots of features that he touched on, but many others that we just don't have the time to touch on today. So we'd recommend checking out the site to see some of them in more detail. And then the final one is Engage for Agencies. So if you are an advertising agency or you work in the advertising space at all, we provide some more resources on how you can bring your clients into the digital space if they're have historically accustomed to working in the traditional media space, and they're looking to move over to the digital ecosystem. So just to recap what we walked through today, and again, want to give some time to you all for questions. The first is being present, so ensuring that you have a robust presence on both desktop and mobile, and that your social media presence is very much built out across Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Google+, and also those platforms that you may just be getting used to, like Pinterest and Instagram. There are, of course, new ones that are popular with respective audiences all the time, so being really tapped into those. The next is being relationship ready, so ensuring that your website is set up for success and that you're able to capture new business easily. The next was being found, so ensuring that your online marketing strategy and your SEM investment is allowing you to rise above the others in the space and capture that business. The next is being data-driven, so taking advantage of free tools like Google Analytics that will allow you to gain more insight into who your customers are that are visiting your site, how they're getting there, and what they're most interested in. And then the final one is being connected, so ensuring that you're driving deeper engagement with your customers through social media, and also taking advantage of technology like Google Apps and cloud-based solutions that allow you to really collaborate with your colleagues in a low-cost and highly efficient way. So that sums up the series of recommendations, and we wanted to leave a couple of minutes for questions.
Looks like, I think, oh, there he is.
Oh.
I think you might have gotten kicked off for a second.
Booted me out as I was closing my presentation. So I was just saying, that wraps up the presentation component, but we wanted to leave a couple of minutes for questions. So if you have questions, feel free to comment in the panel on that right-hand side, and Josh and I are more than happy to answer them.
So I have one. Well, yeah, and again, I definitely encourage anyone, if anyone has any questions that are kind of specific to their own businesses, their own commodities, their own areas. But I guess one question that kind of occurred to me as we were thinking about the search engine marketing and paid advertising for small businesses that are just getting started. What are kind of the best practices in terms of, you know, for new businesses participating? Do they usually set like a day or a weekly budget, or how much or how long of a time do they have to budget for to kind of get an idea of what works for them and what they're going to need to do and what kind of resources they're going to have to allocate to it long term?
Totally, that's a great question. I get asked that a lot. People are often not sure of that, so it's a really good one. What I recommend most of the time is think about what what you're willing to spend over a month period. That's really sort of the length of time that we recommend considering, because at that point you can set your daily budget. And basically, when you set your daily budget, over a 30-day period, you're not going to go over that. The system won't charge you over that. So in terms of thinking long term, I would just say, think about what you're willing to spend for a month, divide that by 30, and set that as your daily budget. Brandon, if you have anything.
That makes sense. I guess another question I had was in terms of the Google, so for the Google Hangouts, and obviously, we're using it now for this call, but in terms of connecting with customers, I guess, do you have any specific stories or examples, and whether you want to use a business's name or not, of the way people, are people using it to engage directly with new customers? Or are they using it more to collaborate kind of on projects they're already working with? I would assume that would be a big area, but I don't know. Is there any examples of people using it in kind of a best practice or really innovative way?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really popular tool for both of those. So it's a great way to get new business And some examples of that are that I've worked with a few businesses that will actually put together sort of tips and trick sessions that they then promote as a way to market their brands. So for example, with something like tax season, we've seen some accountants actually host hangouts where they'll walk through best practices on how to file your tax returns, and then talk through recommendations with a handful of their customers in the hangout with them, who can ask them questions about sort of the basics around what they should know as they're filing their taxes, and then they market that as a, hey, I'm a tax expert, and this is an example of the great advice that I can give to customers. You should work with me when you're filing your taxes this season. That's one example. And then in terms of working with existing customers, that's also very popular. So the traditional model of using, of course, a conference line to connect with your clients is still popular, but there's a really unique thing about being able to connect over a video conference that actually allows you to drive, again, deeper collaboration, but also can reduce the need for in-person meetings sometimes if you just need to talk about something that's better discussed kind of face-to-face, if you will. And also this supports, like I said before, things like screen sharing. So if you are looking to co-edit a document or get feedback on a presentation that you've put together, this is a great way to go through it in real time, since everyone is actually able to see the same product at once.
All right, great. So we do have a question. Someone posted specifically regarding selling a book on Amazon, and can they link to the Amazon page for the book directly from AdWords? And I guess more broadly, how kind of intuitively can you connect? Like, do you have specific products, or are people using it more kind of just to link to their main web page, or can you have it kind of connect deeper into your catalog of services?
Yeah, so that's supported. If you have a reseller relationship with a third party like Amazon, you would absolutely be able to work with them. We do have some sensitivities, of course, around using trademarks that you don't necessarily have rights to. So in this case, because you're selling a product on Amazon, you would be able to use Amazon's name because it's in the URL. That being said, would want to be sure that the site you're selling the product on is actually what you're driving users to. So you'll notice some flags in the UI that will indicate that you want to be sure that you're driving to an appropriate site. But you can absolutely link out to things like Amazon or Facebook or any other site where you may have a presence that you'd like to drive users to.
Yep.
Okay, we actually had a question related to is a Google Plus account necessary to use Google Hangouts? And I believe that it's the same account across all your Google platforms. So if you have Gmail or anything of that nature, it's the same credentials. But I guess if you guys want to talk to the way they're linked, if there's anything else to be aware of in that area.
Yeah, so it's a great question. You do have to have a Google account in the sense that your login email address has to be enabled for Google services. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use a Gmail address. You can actually turn any email address into a Google account. So if you have an @NGLCC email address, you could, in theory, turn that into a Google account and then use that to log into Google Plus and initiate a Hangout that would be streamed onto your channel. Google accounts are completely free, and you just can create one by going to google.com/accounts, and it's super simple to set up. So it's just a matter of enabling Google services on your existing email account.
Okay, well, I think actually it looks like that's all the questions we had for now, but we're going to be, once this is concluded, the video is going to be published to our channel, NGLCC's channel, so you can watch it again or share it with your colleagues, etc. And if you have any other, if you have any questions going forward for myself or Josh or Brandon, you can forward them to us. I'll check one more time to make sure.
I think I see one more question that I don't know if we specifically answered. It's about the pay-per-click or the cost per click. How much is each click?
Oh, okay.
And that's a great question. So there isn't just a set amount. Actually, every time that a search is done, there's an auction, and basically you can set how much you're willing to spend for a click, but you're only going to pay what it costs to beat the next closest competitor to you. Excuse me. So basically, clicks come in varying amounts. I've seen clicks cost a cent. I've seen clicks cost $100. So it really just depends on how competitive the words are the keywords that you're using in the account, and how competitors are varying to you.
Yeah, and going back to Josh's earlier point around budget setting, the great thing about AdWords too is that we don't ask for any upfront commitments with advertising, so you can adjust your bids and your budgets at any time.
Yep.
So you're not bound to set, say, a monthly or yearly budget for that matter. If you did want to shift your budget on a more regular basis, if you need to just revisit how you're doing as a business on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis, you can go in there and adjust those bids and budgets to reflect what's important to you in terms of your budgeting process as a business right within the UI.
Yeah, and there's actually a really cool feature for search campaigns within AdWords that you can see what your competitors, an estimate of what competitors are paying for those same keywords or those same clicks to get you in one of the better positions. So there's an option for that as well.
All right, great. I do think that we have exhausted our questions for now. So like I said before, if you have any questions for us or for Google, you can send them to me. We'll be posting the video afterwards. I just wanted to thank again Josh and Brandon for the great advice in digital strategy, and we very strongly encourage all of our business owners to be very mindful of their web presence going forward, and we're happy to be a resource for you here. So thanks again, guys, for all your help. I'll let you say goodbye, and we look forward to posting this on our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Stay in touch, and we look forward to seeing all of your successes and getting online and adopting some of the strategies that we've walked through today.